The glass clinked when I set it down. It wasn't anger, it was restraint disguised as silence. Family dinners always began with laughter. They always ended in veiled cruelty. My wife smiled that polished smile she used when she wanted to humiliate me gently. Her brother leaned back, swirling his wine, eyes fixed on me like a cat playing with a cornered mouse. "Must be nice," he said, "living off my sister's paycheck. Some of us actually work." I didn't look at him. I watched the reflection in the polished silverware instead, the distorted shapes of people pretending to love each other. My wife added softly, "He's sensitive, don't start." That was her favorite trick. Defend me just enough to make me look weak. The waiter approached, nervous, hesitant. "Sir, the owner would like to speak with you." My wife laughed. "You know the owner?" I looked up at the waiter. "Tell him I'll be there in 10. She smirked. "You actually think the owner wants to talk to you?" I stood, straightened my tie. I am the owner. For the first time all evening, the table went quiet. It started long before the restaurant, before the marriage even. The little glances between them, my wife and her brother. The inside jokes I was never meant to understand. The way her phone dimmed the moment I entered the room. The faint scent of cologne on her coat, not mine. People say betrayal hits like a blade. It doesn't. It seeps, quietly, like water through concrete, slow, invisible, and irreversible. She once told me, "You take things too seriously." She was right. I take truth seriously. The night I found the first message, I stared at it for 10 full minutes before breathing again. A text from her brother. "He still thinks you're working late?" Her reply. "He's too busy pretending to be important." Pretending. The word echoed, like a pulse I couldn't kill. I played my role. The dutiful husband, the silent fool. But every smile she gave me became a note in my ledger. While she slept, I mirrored her phone to mine. Every text, every call, every secret. I learned the patterns. The meetings that weren't about work. The nights she claimed she was with her girls. It wasn't physical, at least not at first. It was emotional, deeper, more dangerous. He'd tell her how controlled I was, how cold. She'd tell him I never raised my voice, never showed what I felt. They mistook silence for emptiness. They forgot silence can be a weapon. I never confronted her, not then. I wanted the truth to rip through her world the way it had mine, slowly, methodically, without warning. I changed nothing about my behavior. Cooked dinner, paid bills, kissed her forehead before bed. Meanwhile, I was building the kind of truth you can't argue with. Contracts, deeds, ownership transfers. Every secret she thought she kept from me, I buried inside my own plan. The restaurant wasn't just dinner, it was her stage. She'd invited everyone, family, friends, people who still thought she was the prize. She wanted a scene. What she didn't know was that she'd walked into mine. The waiter called me sir. The staff looked at me differently now. My wife noticed, her brother too. Their smirks faltered, just slightly. I had bought the restaurant 2 months ago, quietly, legally, entirely. The deed sat in my briefcase, notarized and sealed. When I said, "I am the owner," it wasn't arrogance. It was truth manifesting through years of silence. Her brother's glass slipped from his hand. Wine spilled like blood. No one moved. I looked at him, calm, deliberate. "You're banned." He tried to laugh it off, but his voice cracked. My wife's face drained of color. It wasn't about the restaurant. It was about control. About taking back the narrative they'd written me out of. After the dinner, I walked her to the car. She didn't speak until the door shut. "You embarrassed me," she whispered. I turned to her slowly. "No, you embarrassed yourself. I just handed you the mirror." She wanted tears, shouting, anything that resembled emotion, but there was nothing left to give. "I read everything," I said. "The messages, the calls, the lies." Her breath caught. She looked away. "I didn't mean to." "Yes, you did." Silence. The kind that feels like a verdict. I gave her one last look, the kind that ends things. "I'll have the papers sent tomorrow." Then I walked away. Not fast, not slow, just steady. The next morning, I went back to the restaurant before opening. The air still smelled like wine and deceit. I sat at the same table, the one where it all shifted. People think revenge is loud. It isn't. It's quiet, efficient. The kind that leaves no scars, just silence. I didn't destroy her, I just showed her who she was without me. When the staff arrived, I stood and handed the manager the new policy sheet. 2 names were listed under Do Not Serve, hers and his. I left before the sun rose fully, the morning light cutting through the windows like glass. Some truths don't need to be spoken. Some victories don't need applause. They just need to be witnessed.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.